Hi! Welcome to week 6 of Grow Out Loud's Family Music Hour. I'm Maren Madry. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to be learning another Disney song, one that I think is very apt during this time. When will my life begin? I know we're all feeling a little stuck indoors, and I think that it's just really silly and fun to be learning this song during this crazy time of quarantine. So we're going to learn that song this week. As always, we're going to start with a vocal warm-up first, and we're going to do that in just a second. Before we get going, I want to remind you that this is a music lesson. I'm a professional musician teaching you about your voice, and I'm teaching you a song. If you are financially able, please donate something through Venmo to me. I've made these videos completely free and open to the public because I want to make sure that this is something that everyone can enjoy no matter where you are in life right now. But if you are able, I do ask that you go ahead and pay something for your lesson. A little goes a long way. $5, $10, that would be so appreciated by me. Okay, so we're going to get started with vocal warm-ups first, and then we'll learn When Will My Life Begin from Disney's Tangled. See you in a second. Whenever we want to warm up our voices before singing, we always want to start with a breathing exercise. Breath is the key to making our voices really sparkle and shine. And it's absolutely necessary. We have to have breath flowing through the lines of music that we're singing, or it just gets really hard on our throats, our vocal cords. Everything starts to feel really tight. So in order to avoid that, we want to warm up our breathing and make sure it's coming in the correct space of our body. Our low belly is where we're filling up, and then also we're releasing it. So it seems like, well, of course I'm going to release my air if I'm taking a breath, but you'd be surprised. So first we're just going to take an easy breath together. Here we go. Let's breathe with me. Breathe in and feel everything puff out here. Your rib cage feels open, and breathe out. And you don't feel it collapse. You don't want a collapsing feeling. You want a feeling of it being pulled back towards your spine. Again, breathe in, and you're filling up, and breathe out, and you feel it pull back towards your spine. Last time, breathe in, and out. Great. So normally on a private voice lesson, I would spend a long time on breathing and a long time warming up people's voices and teaching about technique. But during this video, I keep it short so that we can move on to learning the song and keep these videos shorter. I will be releasing more short little videos about technique, and I'll make a playlist of those things, and I'll be putting that slowly together over the next few weeks when I have a chance. So that for those of you who really want to learn more about technique, you can use that. So with that warm-up breath, we're going to go ahead and do some things to really wake up all those muscles down here that help us with that contraction of pushing air back towards our spines and then up and out through our voices. So this time, we're going to do something real simple. We're just going to do the ch, 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 which we've done before, but we're going to add another sound just to make it a little different. So we're going to go ch, ch, I'm doing this just to show you how many times each sound is going. Sh, twice, sh, twice, and we repeat that over and over again until I stop, then you can stop. And what we're doing is we should be feeling a puffing out, getting ready to make that sound, and each time we make the sound, we should feel a little pulse. Sh, sh. See that? A little pulse? That's what we want. We're creating breath pressure, and we utilize breath pressure while we're singing in our song, especially today with a lot of fun leaps in this song. Here we go. Ch, 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 ch. Just like that. Ch, 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 All right, so you might have noticed you naturally take a breath every like 4 sounds or so. That's totally okay. So while we're doing this exercise, you'll notice that you'll need more air to create that pressure. So you'll naturally take it in. For me, I'm naturally taking it in after 4 sounds. A ch and a sh and then a breath. Let's do that one more time, a little shorter. Here we go. Great. That's it. Easy enough, right? So you should be feeling that pulse. If you didn't, and you're still trying to explore this sound that you're making and about breath pressure, you can go back and listen to this again and take your time really working through it. Otherwise, we're going to move on now to a vocal warm-up. You may have heard me reference something about vocal tension in the first few videos, and we lingered a little longer on the warm-ups on those first few videos, and now I'm keeping them shorter for those who aren't as concerned about learning technique and just want to learn the song. So this one is a combination of working on our vowels and our clarity and our resonance, and also working on getting our tongues out of our own way. If you've heard me talk about it before, you've heard me say that the tongue can get really tight and pull back to the back of our throats, basically. And it's getting in the way of air production, resonance, and everything bouncing out in a great, bright sounding way. So I can never demonstrate the wrong way very well because I've been doing it right for too long. But it's kind of like a oh. It just sounds, again, I'm not good at demonstrating it the wrong way. It just sounds like it's stuck, okay? That's our tongue pushing back and shoving in the wrong position. Where we want our tongue is just behind our lower teeth and very loose, just hanging out. As if you went to the dentist and you got some Novocaine, you know, the stuff that makes you numb, right on your tongue. It's just hanging out. It's not doing anything. Loose, loose, loose. So on this exercise, to ensure looseness, this is an exercise we're going to keep our tongue just a little bit out of our mouths. Just the tongue hanging out on the lower lip as we do an ah slide like this. To be successful in this exercise, you might want to have a mirror in front of you, like a small compact. If you have a mirror in front of you, great. And just watch yourself and see if you're pulling your tongue back in your mouth. You want it to stay on your lower lip, and you want your mouth to literally be open enough for you to create sound. Sometimes we don't notice that our mouths are this open. We want it to be about 2 fingers width open. Ah, okay? So we're just going to do some ah slides with our tongue hanging out of our mouths. That way we're reducing the tension in our tongue by forcing it to stay out of our mouths. Sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. And then when we go back to a regular ah slide, you'll see that it feels a little looser. So here we go. Take a breath. Ah. Find the slidiness. You can feel the breath pressure working. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing again, and now we're gonna have our tongue in a regular position while we're singing ah, where it's just resting behind your lower teeth. Tall mouth, breathe. Find the slide. The slide might make your voice crackle. And that's okay. Last one. sing, we warmed up our voices on an ah, got our tongue out of the way, and now we're ready to move on to the song of the week. Okay, so hopefully you've taken the time to go ahead and download the music. The links are in the show description. It'll take you to either the sheet music or the tech sheet. The tech sheet has all the cuts that I made. I only made one cut at the very end. As you'll see in the sheet music, there's this little like epilogue that she sings to kind of get the movie into the next scene. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense to learn that section today because it's going into another scene, so it just kind of doesn't really end. It just sort of trails off in thought. So I've cut that part. So as you'll see on the text sheet, we're actually ending right when she sings, wondering, 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 when will my life begin? End. So we're not doing the whole, tomorrow night the lights will appear. It's a trail off thought, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to end it there. So that's the only cut. So if you're using the sheet music, just know that. And we're gonna hop in now. I just want you to listen to me first. I'm gonna sing one chunk and we're gonna learn that bit and then we'll move on to the next. This shouldn't be too hard to learn because it's in 2 verses and then the ending is slightly different to wrap up the song than the other parts, but this mostly has the same continuous tune throughout. You'll see it's in verses. So we've got the first verse, and then it repeats all the same notes again. Second verse, just different words, and then a slightly, we're gonna move on to like a slightly different ending. I'm not saying this very well. Let's just do it. How about that? I think the song is really fun. And like I said earlier, it has words in it that I'm like, yes, we are living this life right now. It's the same day over and over again in quarantine. So this should be fun to learn. Here we go. Just listen to me. This is the first chunk that we're learning. We're going all the way up through 7:15. 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. Polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again and by then it's like 7:15. Okay, and then it goes right on. And then I'll read a book. But that's the next chunk. So that's the first chunk that we're gonna learn, okay? And I'm gonna play the notes for you. So just listen, and I'm gonna slow down. The only thing that I think is really hard about this song is it's a patter song, which means it's just like bop, 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 lots of words, and it's quick. So I'm gonna slow this down. Here are just the notes. Those are the notes. If you're not familiar with this song, you might want to listen to the notes over a few different times. Or go find a recording of this song. That's another easy way to get it in your ear. It's just listen to the original recording with Mandy Moore. Okay, so at this point, I usually go ahead, for those of you who are ready to move on, I go and do some humming just to familiarize yourself with the tune. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to play along as we hum. Here we go. And I'm going to make it a little slower than we would be when we were actually singing it. To that again, go ahead and rewind and do that for yourselves now. For those who kind of already know this tune and are ready, I'm going to go ahead and put it on la. Then we're going to speak the rhythm and make sure you got the rhythm, okay? But first, la. We're just growing our confidence little by little. Now we're going to voice it more on a nonsense word like la. Ready? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. Okay, great. La la la's are weird on this because there's so many notes because it's a patter song. We're spitting a lot of words in. So la is a little bit difficult to spit out. But I bet you did great. So that's la. And now we're going to try to spit out the words on a rhythm, no notes. We're just trying to fit in the words to the beat. So why don't you listen to me first? 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. 3, 4, start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. 3, 4, polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. 3, sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15. And that you're ending on the third beat. And so there'd be a fourth beat coming right after that, which leads us on to the next part. And so I'll read a book. Okay, so I didn't say this before I started, but we're in 4/4 time. As I've explained before, that means there are 4 beats within one measure of music. And the measures are just helping us read along in some sort of order, okay? So our eyes are able to follow. There are these little brackets in the sheet music, as you'll see, showing you, here's 4 beats, here's the next 4 beats, here's the next 4 beats. And then, of course, you have all your notes and your words within those measures. So, 4 big beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. About that tempo. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep that going, and you do the words with me. 1, 2, ready, go. 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. Tricky rhythm. 4, start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. 2, 3, 4, polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. 3, sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15. And so I'll read our book. Okay, great. This is actually a pretty tricky rhythm now that I think about it. If you're looking at the sheet music, you'll see it looks complicated. If you're just listening and using the text sheet, maybe you'll feel it more instinctually. Sometimes actually looking at it for someone who's not a musician feels overwhelming with all of the notations. So, now that we've clapped it out, let's go ahead and clap it out with the rhythm, but on the actual tune, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, ready. 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. Start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. 3, 4, polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. 2, 3, sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15. That was the 4th beat, that last clap I did. But yeah, it's a tricky rhythm. So if you need to go back and do this part, do it, because you're going to be doing it several times within the song. This rhythm is throughout. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to put this chunk together, okay? That's next. Okay, we are ready to put this together. And if you're not ready, go back to those other sections and just listen to it a few times. It's Family Music Hour. Even though these videos don't take an hour, you can take that time. Go back and listen. All right, for those who are ready, whoop. Having trouble today. All right, we're going to sing this whole section together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, breathe. 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. 3, 4, start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. 3, 4, polish and wax, do job, guys. So I didn't quite go on, but you can kind of hear that it immediately goes into the next section. We learned the first section. So now let's go on to this part that starts at, and so I'll read a book. So I'll sing it for you first, just so you can listen and get it in your ear, and then we'll start breaking it down and learning it together. So you just sang Sweep Again, and by then it's like 7:15, and so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook, and basically just wonder, when will my life begin? I tried to be like Mandy Moore and do that like hand knit. I don't know if I pull it off, but I tried. Okay, let's go ahead and just listen to the notes. Alrighty, here we go. Page turn. There we go. I'm not a very good pianist. All right. Those are the notes. Next, we're going to hum it together. All right. Let's hum it together. Again, I'm going to play the notes as best I can, hopefully without messing up. And we'll hum along to the notes only without me playing the chords. And we're going to do it slow, just like I played it, so you can really get each pitch. Okay, hope you can't hear this lawnmower that's going on outside. What can you do? All right, here we go. Those are your first few pitches, starting at "and so I'll read." Here we go, hum with me. Good job. And just in time before the lawnmower came by. Okay guys, so with that, go back and do it again if this is not a familiar tune to you and you need to work on that a little bit more, because now we're going to put it on la. Again, this is a pattery song, so la feels a little all over the place, but it does help to build confidence. And the key of learning a song is repetition. So the more times you can do it in a row, the better. So here we go. With the accompaniment of the lawnmower. Here we go, on la. Ready? La 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 Great job. Now we're going to go back and make sure we have it fit into the rhythm of the piece. Okay, so it's in 4, same throughout the entire piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go about that rhythm right now, so we can fit in all the words. Remember, this is the 4th, we're starting on the 4th beat of a measure on "and so I'll read a book." 1, 2, 3, and so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook, and basically just wonder, when will my life begin? 2, 3, 4. Great. This is a hard rhythm, so give yourself a break if you're having a hard time getting it. So with that done, now we're ready to put it together, and then we'll put the whole first verse together, since that'll be the last chunk of it, and then we're going to go back to the second verse, which is all the same rhythm and same notes, but we're going to practice fitting in the words to the rhythm, since they, of course, are different. That's next. Okay guys, so let's put that last chunk together with the chords as if we were going to sing it for real. Here are the first few notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook and basically just wonder when will my life begin. Yay! I bet that went great. If it didn't, don't worry. Again, repetition is key. You're just getting yourself up to the mark of being confident enough to sing it. So go ahead and listen to it again if that didn't go well. Otherwise, let's put the whole first verse together now, and then we're ready to incorporate the second verse. Okay. Here we go. Back to 7 a.m. That's the first part of the verse. 7 a.m. That's your pitch. And 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Start the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. Polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15, and then I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook and basically just wonder when will my life begin. Yeah, all right, that was verse 1. Now let's figure out verse 2. Verse 2, same rhythm, same notes. All we're going to do to get ourselves ready to put it all together in one big motion, one big sweep, we're just going to go for it, is just clap the rhythm and speak the new words, okay? So we're just going to get used to the pattern of verse 2 words in this rhythm. Here we go. Jumping right in. Get your rhythm going. I'm going to snap so I can turn this page when we get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Paper mache, a bit of ballet and chess. 2, 3, 4. Pottery and ventriloquy, candle making. 2, 3. Then I'll stretch, maybe sketch, take a climb, sew a dress, and I'll reread the books. If I have time to spare, I'll paint the walls some more. I'm sure there's room somewhere. And then I'll brush and brush and brush and brush my hair. Stuck in the same place I've always been off. Okay. So, if you're looking at the sheet music, you'll notice, where did she go? You skip up to the top of page 4. So, if you need a chance to rework on getting all those new words in for verse 2, go ahead and do that. But those who are ready, we already know the text, we already know the rhythm and the notes, so we're just going to put the whole verse 2 together now, okay? All right, let's do it. Then after lunch, here we go. 1, 2. Then after lunch, it's puzzles and darts and baking. Paper mache, a bit of ballet and chess. Pottery and ventriloquy, candle making. Then I'll stretch, maybe sketch, take a climb, sew a dress, and I'll reread the books. If I have time to spare, I'll paint the wall some more. I'm sure there's room somewhere. And then I'll brush and brush and brush and brush my hair. Stuck in the same place I've always been. You can hear the change chords there, right? They almost tripped me up. I was like, oh, different chords. Same place I've always been. You can hear how different that is. That's because it's leading us into the very end. And I'll keep wandering, wandering. Anyway, just wanted to alert you to that. It's the exact same notes as the first verse, except the chord is different. So don't be alarmed. It's all the same. Just what's underneath you changes slightly to get us into the next section. Okay, I hope that went well. I kind of struggled. All of a sudden the page turn came and I was like, I don't know where my hands are going. But we survived. We did it. Verse 1, verse 2, done. Okay, now on page 4, if you're looking at the sheet music, if you're looking at the text sheet, just the last chunk of the whole piece, we're going to learn that next. Just a little bit to go, and then we've got this whole piece down. I'm going to let you listen to me first, just so you can get it in your ear. This is what the very end sounds like. Here are the first few notes. And I'll keep wandering. All right, here's what it sounds like. And I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. When will my life begin? And that's it, because that's where we're ending the piece, right? We're not doing that last section, which doesn't make sense as much for us today. I feel like I should do it one more time. Here it is. And I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. When will my life begin? I just had to do it twice. It's so short too. We have barely anything more to learn. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. Now I'm going to play just the notes for you. We'll hum it, we'll put it on law, we'll make sure you have the rhythm, and then we're ready to put it together. Here are just the notes. That's it. I'll play it again. So short. And you'll notice that last chunk, when will my life begin? You've already sung that before, so there's even less notes that you need to learn. All right, so let's hum it together real quick. Those are your first few notes. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Great job. Okay, so now that we've hummed it, let's put it on la. La 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 la. You guys, we're almost there. Rhythm. We're blazing through this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our rhythm. I'm going to give you the count of 3 before we come in. 1, 2, 3, and I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. When will my life begin? Off. That's it. Let's put the rhythm with some notes. 1, 2, and I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. When will my life begin? That's it. Let's put it together. All right, do it with me. Very end. I'm gonna do it with the chords. Here's your note, sorry. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. When will my life begin? Yay! That's it! Let's put the whole thing together. We've made it. Verse 1, verse 2, and the tag of the end. Let's do it. Whole song. We did it. All right, I'm just gonna do a couple chords right beforehand just to get us in, and then we're starting on. Those are your starting pitches, okay? The usual morning lineup. Start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. Polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15, and so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook, and basically just wonder, when will my life begin? Then after lunch it's puzzles and darts and baking, paper mache, a bit of ballet and chess, pottery and ventriloquy, candle making. Then I'll stretch, maybe sketch, take a climb, sew a dress, and I'll reread the books if I have time to spare. I'll paint the walls some more, I'm sure there's room somewhere, and then I'll brush and brush and brush and brush my hair, stuck in the same place I've always been. And I'll keep wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering, when will my life begin? Woo! We did it! We did it imperfectly, and that is okay. I messed up a few times, maybe you did too, but what's important is I hope you had fun. So, now that we've sung it all together, it's your turn to shine. All I'm going to play are the chords along with you. They're very sparse. I'm not doing a lot of bells and whistles with this piece, but I'll have the words on the screen for you to make sure you line up with the chords when it's your turn to sing. So that's next. Good luck. See you after. Well done. I'm sure you did awesome. I had a great time. This is a really cute, fun song, and very much sometimes how I feel during quarantine, just climbing the walls. So I hope this was a lighthearted, fun lesson for you today. I wish I could hear you sing it. You guys, thanks for joining me. Come back next week when we're doing another song. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it'll be great. And as always, be sure to share the joy of music this week with everyone that you meet. Have fun with your family. Have a great week. See you next time.